Hello YouTubers, great to have you back on my channel and also great to be back in the garage with my cameraman. Today it's about this BMW E46. I heard lately some clunky noises from the rear end of the car, and my guess is that the trail arm bushings are the reason for the clunking. So I have to have here a pair of new bushings, which I'm about to show you how to install them on the car using tools, so I won't struggle too much taking the old bushings out. But yeah, first of all, let's start taking down the rear wheel and then jack up the car. So after you jacked up the car, make sure you let it on something stable. Jacks would be the best case, but I don't have them, so I just improvised with this, and then also let it on the jack just a little bit, so it stays in both things. So after that you can remove the wheel, and after the wheel is removed, we can already identify the bushing. It's right up there inside of the trolling arm, and as you can see, I already WD-40 the 3 bolts holding the bracket up there. So it's one behind there, it's one here in front, this one in front, and then you have the third one behind there. So I cleaned everything before with a brush, and then I WD-40, and then I'm gonna grab a marker and mark the bracket on the outside line all the way, or as much as I can, because this will be the lining of the rear wheel. So if I don't put this back together in the same identical position, then my rear wheel will not stay straight ahead. So make sure you mark this bracket and then you start unbolting these bolts. Alright, so bracket it's marked. I tried my best and I used a paint marker. And as you can see, there's a hole in the bracket. I marked that as well. And there's another hole here. It should be fine if I fit this back together as is now. I think my alignment should stay exactly the same, and yes. So before we can proceed with unbolting this bracket, we should also take the wire down. It's pretty easy to take down the wire. Just take a flathead screwdriver and then take that, and then we have two below, so that's next. So using this baby and the 18mm socket, we're gonna attempt to unbolt the 3 bolts holding the bracket. First we're gonna make sure that the socket stays pretty good on the bolt, so it's all the way till the end, no doubts about that. We don't want to mess with these kind of bolts. Okay, one, it's looser. There's the bolt holding the nut from the other side. So WD-40 and good wire brush, and then we're gonna use the impact gun and open that. So it's again a double 18. I'm gonna use the impact wrench and also another click head on the other side. But first I'm gonna make sure again that the socket stays really well on the bolt. That's pretty mandatory. Alrighty. Okay. Take out the bolt. There you go. Bolt, nut. Put them aside. Now we should be able to take this down. Yep. This is the bracket. We'll also put this away. Now this is our bushing here, which is pretty much destroyed. Yep, it's absolutely completely destroyed. It almost got out. If you take a look here in the back, it almost wanted to get out. It doesn't even stay even in the trailing arm. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, now let's pull out our tools that I mentioned at the beginning and extract that bushing out of there. Great, so we're gonna use this and this like this, because this dimension fits really good around our bushing. So this one needs to be bigger in diameter than the exterior diameter of the bushing, so just enough to stay in the arm. Okay, and this would be the big washer, let's say. And then we are going to choose a part like this, which is just as big as the bushing in the diameter, or mostly there, but it should have exactly, or either exactly the same diameter as the bushing, this exterior diameter. Either this should be a little smaller than the bushing, but not bigger, because if it would be bigger, then it will actually pull into the arm, so it won't work. So it needs to be idealistically the diameter of the bushing. So we're gonna choose the dimension that fits for us, and yeah, go ahead and install all this. Okay, so I found one which is a little bit smaller than the bushing, and I'm afraid that it will only push the rubber out from the bushing, but I don't have another appropriate dimension. We're gonna use this and hope for the best that the metallic component, the outer side of the bushing, will also get out from the trolling arm. If not, I'm gonna need to bit this out, but yeah, let's see. Okay, so the super uber duper tool, it's not working actually, because this bolt, it's too wide for my bushing. So I'm gonna try to beat that out, the old bushing. Maybe I can take out the middle side of it, and then I'll have actually space for this bolt. Or maybe it will get out only using a screwdriver and a hammer. We'll see that. And if not, then tomorrow I'll need to buy the same length bolt, but a little thinner, so it will fit through my bushing. So then I can use the tool to take out the old bushing. But yeah, let's try beat it out. Okay, so there was not a chance of moving the bushing using only the hammer and the screwdriver. So in the meantime, I sprayed some WD-40 all around it, and I built myself a thinner bolt for using this. I'm not sure 100% that it will work, because my washers are not so tough like the ones that came in this with this tool. But yeah, I will try my best, see if it works. If not, then I will try to figure another solution overnight. Okay, so we have the first washer, second and third, and then our very thin nut, which most probably it will not work. But yeah, we'll see. Let's make sure it's aligned in the position you desire it to be, and yeah, let's have a try. This thing is actually working in a way or another. Almost there, but I think too long now, so I need to use the key. Okay, I need to switch to the wrench, because my bit wasn't so long anymore. Yes! That is a nice sound. Oh yes! Yeah, the invention worked. I can't believe it. Yes, good game. Now let's take it out. Our bearing. Ooh! Yeah, it's basically destroyed in like a stone. Jesus. Some thread destroyed, but at least it worked to take it out. We'll see how we'll put it back. Always keep your spot tidy so you can find bolts and nuts easily, and you also don't get so dirty. That's the new bushing. Look what's the difference between the two of them. So basically the outer part of the old bushing was completely rusted, and actually, as you could see earlier, it was almost getting out by itself. So very good idea to decide to change them, because it was about time. Let me show you where I need to clean now. Yeah, so we're gonna clean inside here very well. We want to see the metal out of that thing, so we're gonna use this wire brush to help us do that. I'm gonna actually use some sandpaper as well, and we will start from P80, and then we'll finish for a smooth surface with 270. Okay, so it looks pretty good. It's not perfect, obviously, but still it's way much better, and it feels soft all the way, even though there are some stains of rust here and there. But obviously it is way much better than it used to be. And we can see that this is the side from where we need to push the new bushing, because it looks like a cone. So I will use now some Divine cream to grease very good the chamber that we just cleaned. I will also grease the outer side of the bushing, so it's not gonna be such a pain in the ass to fit it back together. But yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I made a longer thread because the other one wasn't sufficient. Now easily we are closing this assemble, and we will try to put it in the perfect position, and only then we're gonna use the impact wrench and all the other stuff. I think it sits well now from my point of view. Good. Let's see. We'll go slower and slower in order to ensure that everything goes smoothly. Yep, so it basically reached the end, even though you can see the gray stuff here in the left, you can still see it, but it actually went all the way, because you can see it's now aligned here in the back, so it's actually perfect. So we will also clean this bracket a little, and then we will put it back over the bushing. And then the only thing we need to do is to align it back to our drawed line. This way we'll make sure that our wheel is still aligned. Anyways, if you feel that your wheel, you need to test the car obviously after you change both bushings, and then if you feel that your wheel or the car it's pulling in one direction, then I recommend you to book yourself a professional alignment, so you know for sure that everything is alright. Watch out for the position of this guy. Initially I put it upside down, and then just tie it almost all the way back, and then give it the final position, so the final angle for the body of the car. So now it should be good in this position, and I will put my impact gun there and put it here, and yeah, And this is the, I think, more than enough. Yep, and it still moves inside the bushing. Okay, now somehow I will put back the brake wire. Simply put it back in there and then clip that back. So just tuck underneath. I already did that. So last step was to actually align these 3 bolts, the bracket, in the position that it was before uninstalling it. I have to admit, I almost nailed it 100%. I'm pretty sure that there is still place for improvement, but actually most of the spots are still matching with the original position. So then basically we're good to go to put back the wheel, and yeah, do the same on the other side. Then you'll have your trail arm bushings all new, and I'm pretty sure stiff but not clunky as it was in my case. So guys, thanks a lot for watching, for staying with me through this process. Yeah, I have to admit it had its challenges, but it was a really great experience, and I'm very happy to be back in the garage and to record with my beloved cameraman. Thanks for everything, and yeah, you guys, hope you enjoyed it, you liked it. If you have any questions or anything, use the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe and like or dislike, or yeah, keep in touch, and see you on the next video.